Hello all you super geniuses out there. Welcome to another video lecture from Super Genius 99. Hope you are having a wonderful day. Okay, so today we're going to talk some more about finding the distance and the midpoint. Got the formulas up here for you. Here's our distance formula. That's what the D stands for. So the distance formula is basically the square root of the difference of the x's squared plus the difference of the y squared. So if someone were to say, in terms or in words, what is the distance formula? It's the square root, right? Square root of the difference of the x's squared plus the difference of the y squared. So you're given 2 points. Get the square root of the difference of the x's and difference of the y squared. And then the midpoint, that's what M stands for, is what? The average of your x values, comma, the average of your y values. Okay, so let's label what is our x1, x2, y1, y2. Pretty simple. So there's our x1 and x2. And there's our y sub 1 and y sub 2. So here you're basically just going to plug in the formula. So I'll work with it through you. Okay, so first let's do the distance. So the distance is the difference of the x's, x2 minus x1. Plus the differences of the y's, y2 minus y1. So y2 is what? -4. y1 is -4. And all that under a radical. Okay, so, simplify. So what are you going to do here first? 3 minus -4. What can you do there? Simplify? Yes, add a line, change the sign. So 3 minus -4 is the same. See, 3 minus -6 is the same thing as 3 plus 6. Remember, when you do add a line, change the sign, there should be 2 new lines. I see some people when they do the homework, they add a line, change the sign, but they only put up 1 line. So it's two strokes of a pen. Add a line, change the sign. Okay, so that's 3 plus 6. So 3 plus 6 is how much? 9. And then -4 minus -4. So once again, when you subtract a negative, add a line, change the sign. So that becomes -4 plus 4. So it's -4 plus 4. 0. All right. And then 9 squared is how much? 81. 0 squared is how much? 0. 81 plus 0, pretty simple. The square of 81 is 9. So what does that mean? It means the distance between these 2 points is 9. All right. So what's the midpoint? So this formula over here. Remember, it's just average of your x's, x sub 2 plus x sub 1 divided by 2 over y plus 2, y sub 2 plus y sub 1 over 2. So it's the sum. Sorry, the average of your y. So the average of your x's, comma, the average of your y. So x sub 2 plus x sub 1 divided by 2 over y sub 2 plus y sub 1 divided by 2. So 3 plus -6, how much is that? And negative 4 plus negative 4, how much is that? Negative 8. So you could leave it there, negative 3/2, comma, negative 8/2. Could reduce the negative 8/2 definitely. And then if you wanted to write negative 3/2 as a decimal, okay, that's your midpoint, right? This is your distance. So does that mean? That means these 2 points on a line are a distance of 9 units apart. And the point that's directly in between them is negative 5. So, excuse me, negative 1.5, comma, negative 4. That's right in between the two. Okay, let's look at another one. Okay, so on the graph, on the board here, we got 0, 1, 3, 5. So let's label our x's and our y's. So x sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 1, y sub 2. Okay. So now just plug it into your distance formula. X sub 2 minus x sub 1. Okay. Squared plus y sub 2, which is a 5, minus y sub 1, which is a 1, squared. Get the square root of all that. So 3 minus 0 is how much? 3, and we're going to square it. 5 minus 1 is how much? 4. We're going to square it. So 3 squared is 9. 4 squared is 16. 9 plus 16, 25. And the square root of 25 is 5. So the distance between the point 0, 1 and 0, 1 and 3, 5 is 5. Okay. Now let's find what is the point directly between 0, 1 and 3, 5. How are we going to do that? Midpoint. So x sub 2 plus x sub 1 divided by 2, and y sub 2 plus y sub 1 divided by 2. What is 3 plus 0? 3. What is 5 plus 1? 6. And then what is 3 over 2 if you want to turn that to a decimal? 1.5. What is 6 over 2 reduced? 3. Okay, so what does that tell you? That the point directly in between 0, 1 and 3, 5 is, yes, 1.5 and 3. Alright, and then let's look at a little theory here in a second. Okay, so where does the distance formula come from? Basically, it's using Pythagoras' theorem, and I'll show you how right now. So let's say you got 2 points in this Cartesian coordinate. We'll call this A and B, point A and point B. Okay. And so you can draw a triangle. In fact, you can draw a right triangle between point A and B. Okay. And by dotting this line this way and dotting this line this way, and now this second A and B is not, little a and b won't be related to big A and B. So if I label this length over here little a, and label this length over here little b, okay, then that becomes a right triangle, in which this side is C. And we all know that what? C squared equals A squared plus B squared, where A is the length of this side, and B is the length of this side, and c is the length of that. So if you want to figure out what c is, right, you have to do what? Square root all sides. So then c equals the square root of a squared plus b squared. So a, in your distance formula, x2 minus x1, that's your distance of your a between here and here, because that's your right, the length. That's how you figure out the length there. And then b is the distance between the b values, the y values. So your x, right, horizontal, because you're going that way, x, right, x-axis, and then b is your y-axis. So the difference of your x's, right, difference of your y's, because that's how you figure out how long between 2 points. If there are 2 points, right, in the x-axis, which is your a, then x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1. So it's the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. But you see that comes from this formula right here. C squared equals a squared plus b squared. But square root everything, c equals the square root of a squared plus b. So that's how they come up with this handy dandy formula to find the distance between any 2 points. They're basically just using Pythagorean's theorem. Okay, a little bonus there. But hope this video lecture helped, and thank you for watching.